to the cloud server. If you do have your playbook, we'll get that out and ready. So with the carbs playbook, it's not necessarily about, it's still about creating a habit. So I think with the carbohydrates especially, is a lot of people have like this kind of mind block on, no, I shouldn't eat too many carbs because that carbs will gain weight. If I eat carbs at, after 8 o'clock, I'm going to put on weight because I'm going to bed. My body's not using these sources. So I think this pillar, or this past 2 weeks, is more about actually dropping the myths, like busting the myths, and seeing how you guys are actually adapting and feeling with those extra carbohydrates. So just as a sort of show of hands, and if watching this on replay, have you been following the playbook, or have you been able to maybe do, at least 50% of the journaling activities? Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Maybe not 50%, but striving for more. So.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. And just while you're off mute, I might start with you, Ree, and let's chat about how you have been going with the increase in carbs, because I know previously, to kind of tracking your nutrition, you may not have known how much you were having or what the ratios were. So talk me through how you've been feeling on the carbohydrate intake, and also talk me through what your wins were for the week and if you have any roadblocks, and then we can always come back to them.
Yeah, sure. I think that this one didn't really, I was already implementing higher carbs beforehand. And I guess it comes to, like what you said, the past experiences. So some people have a bad view on it, whereas when I was growing up, I was taught to bulk up on carbs before going for running and things. So it's never been an issue. But I am loving, there's this chickpea and something pasta. I think it's pulse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it. I would prefer it over normal pasta now. So.
Awesome. Good. It's a really good swap to make as well, because it's also going to help increase your protein throughout the day as well. So it's going to add to your protein in sources as well.
Yeah. And I guess a win from that is I made 2 batches. So the pulse pasta for me, and then a normal spaghetti for Alex. And he said to me, I'll just have whatever you're having. So that's a win.
Absolutely. And did he have what you were having?
Yeah, he tried it and he liked it. So
perfect. How good's that?
Yeah.
Well done. So that's a win. Do you have any roadblocks at the moment?
Probably still just entering everything into my diary.
Okay. Yeah. So let's sort of figure out why, or where you feel like that's falling off the wagon. Why you think that's not happening?
It's probably just another thing on my to-do list. And I'm probably feeling a bit overwhelmed with that at the moment.
Yeah.
So instead of just getting things done, I'm probably procrastinating and just not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you generally space out your to-do list?
Probably by priority.
So, okay.
Yep. Make this a priority. That's
cool. So you could make this a priority, or you could another really great way with anything, like tracking and entering your food, is something new to you, right? So if you were tracking or entering your food, then what we want to do is we want to create that as a habit, but we want it to come off the back of another habit. So where can we habit stack and be entering your food in preparation for the meal ahead or the day ahead, or even on a Sunday for the week ahead? Like, what routine do you have at the moment where you could habit stack and actually be entering your food for the next day?
Maybe prior to eating, like definitely making sure that it's in there. But yeah, my Sundays and prepping on my Sundays is probably the main one.
Yeah, perfect. And then another one throughout the week, and I love that example because I do the same thing. So if you're going to be prepping on a Sunday, you may as well just spend a couple minutes extra before you dish it up to weigh it out and get it entered into the diary. That way, stress-free come Monday. And then perhaps, you know, if you're in a routine, you're going to be eating the same thing apart from maybe dinners Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So enter it all in, and then you can work your way backwards on the meals that aren't there. And then on the days where you maybe are eating something a bit different or you haven't entered it in, I like to have it stack my tracking with watching TV before bed. Because let's be honest, guys, who doesn't sit down after work or while they're eating their dinner or whatever the case is and not watch a bit of television? So that is a habit that we've already, like it's already a part of, it's like every day, you know, well, I hope everyone has that habit of getting up and brushing our teeth. Every day we do that. So as a way for somebody, for example, to try and drink more water, it might be like, okay, before you go and brush your teeth, drink the 600 mils of water or vice versa. So I want everybody to kind of think about if you're having trouble actually entering the food or creating that as a habit, you need to see where it's going to come as a back end off another habit that we're already doing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Alrighty. Was there any other kind of roadblocks in regards to like entering or hitting your targets?
Yeah, hitting my targets is another one. I think I need to print out that screenshot or the PDF that you put in of what foods I make up of what. So what are good carbs, what are good fats, so that when I'm going to make a decision of what to eat, it's right there.
Yes, yeah, it's a great idea. And even just having that, you might even set that as your phone background for a week, and then it is just reinforced in your mind, and then you won't have to look at something like that again. You'll just know that, okay, lentils are carbs and protein. There's not much fat in this, so I know that if I've got lots of this, and you know what else, struggling to actually reach your targets, like you're not going over them. So to actually reach them, don't be afraid. Like we're not on the whole diet thing and dropping calories and dropping carbs and things like that. Like if we can drop that mentality and actually build our diary up and get excited for how much we can actually have, we're actually putting more energy in, which means we're going to have more energy. So no, I'm not saying that specifically to you, Ree. I'm more saying that for anybody who's watching on replay, if you are having trouble actually reaching your targets and you've got like calories and calories left over, they are there for a reason. So let's not be afraid when we're building out our diary, when we're planning what we're going to have for lunch the next day. Let's not be afraid to have pasta for lunches. Let's not be afraid to add, you know, potatoes and things like that. It is about nourishing and fueling our body so that we feel good. And if we feel good, we're going to continue to do something, right? We want to create that adherence. So yeah, that wasn't directed at you, Ree, but thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So do take a little bit of time where you can and see if you can move this up your list of priorities. And allow a little bit of time where you can actually build, even if you build just like a basic day in your diary. And then as I know, like we have to be flexible. Sometimes dinner comes up. Sometimes we don't have the ingredients that we think we did. So if you can at least have a basic day built out, then you know that you can change certain foods. And that graphic I popped in last week might be something to help with the flexibility.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alrighty, thank you. There was actually one last question. Did you watch the replay last week?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Go back and watch the replay last week if you're still having trouble as well, or even just, play it out. But like these calls, every first week is kind of like a presentation, and I want to give as much information as I can. And every second is about you guys taking that information away, and then we catch up and do the actual check-in and see what questions have arose from that. So I know that sometimes it feels like a massive download and there's a lot to take on and it's a bit overwhelming. But then that's what that kind of these follow-up every week is just to, filter through the questions.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Okay, beautiful. All right, I'll just pop you back on mute. And Natty, how are you going? Can you talk me through your wins this week, what you might have learned from last week, and any roadblocks?
So my weekend was better. Still a bit crazy, especially with the lockdown, and I was just feeling like crap because my house didn't go ahead like it was meant to, and it's been put off till next week now. So but I didn't affect my eating at all, which was a win for me, because a lot of the time that would be it just something would happen and then I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go eat takeaway or something, because I had everything already cooked there ready, and it was just easy. So that was a good win. Probably I think the learning part for me with the carbs, it's always nice just to hear someone say you can have them, like you always say, oh, don't eat it after this time. I'm like, I love my carbs for tea, like I'll always have pasta or rice or something, and just to be told that's okay, like that's
and
I
for
found
you somebody who trains in the evening sometimes, that's great. It's actually a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like a lot of my netball stuff's in the afternoon. So that's sort of a good side of it. What was my roadblock? I can't even remember now. Oh, so I think it was in the last, like a few weeks ago, I think you were talking with Amy about when you hit about 8 weeks and then you start getting real hungry. I think I've hit that time. Because obviously I've been doing it like for the 4 weeks or whatever before the challenge. I've just been super hungry like the last few days.
All right, so, thank you for letting me know, because I'm going I can now review. So we're literally almost at the halfway point anyway, so we can open up that review to anybody else who's feeling the same. And you know what else? You're back at work, you're back at netball, you're now moving. I'm guessing, you're moving about a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like last week I went to 4 training sessions, which is the most I've done since before my knee. So like, just moving a lot more. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm actually so hungry. Like it's,
Do you find there's a particular time of day where you notice your hunger more?
Probably like around now, which is good, because I'm obviously busy tonight, but for when lockdown hit, I had nothing on in the afternoons, and I was like just sitting there, like it's still 2 or 3 hours till I can have my tea, like I don't want to have tea early because I'll be hungry later.
Definitely if just between now and if we do change your macros, if you are feeling hungry, what I would like you to do is actually bulk out your meals with things, high fiber, low calorie things. So that's things like your non-starchy vegetables, that's adding more steamed veg to your meals, or maybe swapping your, let's say, white rice for brown rice, or swapping your white potato for sweet potato. These little switches are going to help with that as well. On a scale though, 1 being like, oh yeah, I'm hungry, but I can totally deal with this, and 5 being like, I'm ready to eat my arm. What's the hunger feeling?
Like it's probably only a 2 or a 3, but just compared to like, a few weeks ago, like I was just not hungry at that same time. But still eating the same amount. So I guess it's just that.
All right, cool. So what I might get you to do first is make your meals a bit bigger with things like extra spinach leaves, extra lettuce leaves, extra carrot for a snack. And these things are not going to add too much to your total calories that you're consuming, but it's going to add to the volume and the bulk of your meals. And then let's say around about this time and you were at home and you weren't busy, but you're not ready to have a full dinner yet, what you can do here is just go and grab like some cucumber and carrot sticks. Like it's not going to throw you that far over on your carbohydrates, but it's going to satiate you between like when you actually do want to sit down and have a meal. So, and other things which I know that you're already really good at is just increasing your water as well, or being mindful that you're having that throughout the day. When that hunger scale, right, when that number gets up to a 3, you know, or if it was sitting, you know, 3 to 4, then that's where we want, because for you at the moment, what you want to do is you want to continue to tone up. So for you to do that, we want to continue to be building lean muscle. So we're going to be continuing to, you're still hitting your protein target, right? And your body is still functioning off the amount of carbs. It's not like you've lost your mind and can't, you know, teach your classes kind of thing. Perfect. So once that hunger scale, you can start to feel that creeping up, and you've increased your water, and you've also added in, greens are fine, guys. Greens, eat all the greens because they are not calorie dense. They are high in fiber and they are so nutritious. So they're going to help keep you full, and maybe they can be that little snack in between. So I really don't mind if, you know, you do go and have 100 grams or 200 grams of cucumber in between. That's okay. But it's when we go for the snacks such as, you know, the heavier, that's when we're like,
if you reach for the biscuits in the afternoon or stuff like that.
Which, how easy is that to do? So easy. So that's what I would like you to try for now. But let me know though, if that sort of hunger level does sort of increase, and if you feel that also coincides with feeling tired. So if that ever happens, let me know and we can look at adjusting things for you. But for now, I think maybe there's a little bit of discomfort every now and then. And that's okay too. That's all right, because we are still on this journey of looking for results, and not everybody's in that boat. So this would be, specific for you. Awesome. Was there anything else, any other roadblocks or anything?
Not really. Like, probably one, I'm just sort of being boring and I just seem to be cooking the same thing every week. Like, but I am going to give the protein pancakes a go this weekend. I'm not a big pancake person, but I was like, I don't know, I'll give it a try. And then I'm just going to try something. I haven't quite decided yet, but cooking something else. That's probably the biggest one at the moment too. Like, just feeling like I'm eating the same thing all the time, which is fine.
And it is super easy to sort of fall into that routine cooking, because like, and especially if it's already in there. So what is something that you could change up? I mean, obviously, if you like the protein pancakes, you could still meal prep them and heat them on the day as well. But what is something else, if you don't end up liking them, what is something else that we could change?
Well, I need to change my lunches, because I've had the same thing since school went back, which is a good lunch, but I need to find something else because it's just been the same thing every day.
Okay, cool. So what does your current lunch macro split look like?
It's about 30 protein, 30 carbs, and the fat's only like 4, I think.
Okay, all right. So to continue to keep that kind of split, and if that's what's working for you, then like we do want to try and keep it. What I would suggest is something like having a meatless meal. So at the moment, is that something with turkey or?
Yeah, turkey,
So you might want to look at some meatless meals to try and keep that fat under the amount. You might, now it's quite warm days, you might even look at having, you know, your carbs might come from fruit and your protein might come from yogurt. So you might have a fruit and yogurt kind of lunch, or you might even change to having sweet potato and Mexican bean salad bowl. So that's also going to really help keep, and then to increase like the Mexican salad bowl. This is something that I turn to when I've not been prepared.
Yeah.
So nice and easy. Do you eat beans? Do you eat black beans or mixed beans?
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So in your pan, you want to, and this is just the simplest way to do it. It makes 4 serves. Let's drain a full big can of black beans or mixed Mexican beans, whatever. And then in your pan, you want a very small drizzle of oil if you need it. Non-stick pan's obviously best. Slice up some onion, brown it off, put your beans in, cook it up, and then you've got your seasonal mix you can buy in a packet over the beans. That is your base, and then that's got some protein in it. So then you're going to come over and make your salad, which could have, if you need the carbs, you could be adding in sweet potato, you could be adding in other sort of starchy vegetables, so pumpkin I usually use. And then to increase the protein to meet your 30 grams, right, you could add your salsa, but also cottage cheese, or also nutritional yeast flakes. So or even tzatziki, like some tzatziki is quite high in protein as well. So these little ways, it's going to help keep your fat down, but it's also going to help you reach your carbs and protein in that same macro split, so that you cannot feel so out of whack when you've changed your meal. Because like if you change that lunch, then you have to change your dinner, then you have to change your snacks, and you're like, oh, I'm starting all over again. Just a little steps,
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Perfect. See how you go with that this week, and hopefully it's so easy as well, and you can have it for 4 days and you don't get sick of it. So
good.
See how you go.
That's what I like. Yeah.
And then you might even alternate from that one week to your turkey the next week, and then that might be a way that you can stay sort of interested.
Yeah. Because I like just leaving my fats for because I have eggs at recess with my yogurt. And then for my tea, like it just always seems to be more in there. So yeah,
and that's generally about how it goes, because with dinner we usually have chicken or steak or perfect. And then another tip as well, that if you do need some fats at lunchtime, if you do decide to have chicken or tuna or whatever, then with your snack, take the egg yolks out of your boiled eggs and just have salt and pepper on boiled egg whites. So see how you go with that as well. But I'll be interested to see how you go with building out your next day. And if you have any questions, pop it in the group and I can help you out.
Yep. No, that sounds good.
Doing amazing though. So well.
Yeah, getting there.
Loving it. Keep it up. Keep it going. You'll everything will just seem like, oh, it's so simple now. Like I know at first, like maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed because it feels like so much to take on. But could you relate? Like, were you the same when you started?
Yeah, like I tracked, but I had never done macros. And even just that, I was like, oh my God, I do not eat enough protein. Like way too many fats. And I was just like, no wonder, like I get hungry all the time. Like, yeah. And it's sort of starting to make a bit more sense now. You're starting to, Yeah. And I literally, I'm starting to crave like the bigger meals that I'm having. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like I used to just have a yogurt, but now I have a yogurt and my eggs. I'm like, if I don't have my eggs, I'm like, I'm so hungry. Like,
This is good. This means metabolism is going. It's kick-started. You're doing last week you did the 4 sessions. This is good. Moving in the right direction. Well done.
Yeah. So no, it's good. Yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, I'm going to, obviously this is on record, so you guys can listen back if you sort of missed anything there. But that's pretty much all we needed to get through tonight. There was one thing actually in our, I'm going to go back to the playbook for the 14 days. And we are up to day 11. Now, yesterday, and this probably comes back to your hunger levels as well. So yesterday was about reinforcing our accountability. So the one reason that changing your diet is such a difficult task is because it's like discomfort, right? And our body, our brain, our whole well-being doesn't like to be uncomfortable. You know, even if the pillow's in the wrong spot, we change it. So understanding that a little bit of discomfort is normal and it's okay. And whether it is discomfort because you're having to try new foods, or discomfort because you're not getting to eat all the fats and you have to include protein, or discomfort because you actually have to drink pure water and not just coffees, or discomfort because you have to prioritize actually tracking your food so that we can manage it. You know, whatever it is, everybody here is going through some kind of discomfort. So just acknowledge that it's okay. Use the group chat where you need to, and know that we can push through that little bit of discomfort as well.
Yeah.
But awesome. Thanks so much for jumping on. Before I do hang up the call though, do we have any other questions or anything else that we would like to share?
I don't think so. No, I don't reckon so.
That's okay. That's all good. Awesome.
I don't even think there's anyone left. I don't Ree's back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Pomona internet.
That's fine. All good, girl. Just checking if you had any last questions or anything that you wanted to share.
Nah, I just needed this call to get motivated again and hold myself accountable. So I'll reset and look forward to this week.
Awesome. Can I ask you, Ree, before you go, what is your why? Or if you don't want to share, that's okay. If you do want to share, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that's okay. Just to get my body to its healthiest as it can be.
Okay, and why is that important to you?
So that I can have the energy to do all the things I want to do, and so that we can sort of prep for when we want to have kids and that sort of thing. So
amazing. So what I want you to do, without sort of getting like taking you too far in here, is just take that next step when you're, you know, and just reflecting and say, well, you know, this is what I want. If I look back in 3 months and I haven't gotten it because I didn't apply my priorities now, how much more painful is that going to be for me?
Yeah, exactly.
So just really like identify, and this isn't just, you know, I don't mean to direct it directly at you, but for anyone who is struggling or anyone who feels like they're off and on the wagon, come back to your why and then say, why is that important? Why do I want this? And how am I going to feel if I don't achieve it just because, you know, I haven't been applying?
Yeah, exactly. So
awesome though. Thanks girls for jumping on. And I look forward to, I feel like you guys are ignited and you're going to really kick some butt in the next 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just can't even believe we're halfway through now, pretty much. Like
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. See, I said like time's going to pass. We may as well be doing something to help ourselves.
Yeah. Literally.
Amazing. Well, thanks girls so much. I'll let you guys go and catch you next week.
Yep.
thanks so much.
Beautiful work, girls.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.